Back for another edition of Mel and Mike. Melanie Moore, the head women's basketball coach here in Xavier. I'm Mike Schmaltz. We finally get to talk a little bit more about basketball for the first time in a long time.
I know, it's been a long minute. We missed you.
We missed you. Luckily, you got to finish your season. You ended up with 5 victories. And I'm going to give you a quote here. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. You've been wearing some dancing shoes. You've been a little bit busy getting some new players in here. But let's talk about a little bit about last season. 5 victories. You're going to have 7 players back from that team. Moving through the whole COVID process, extended pauses off and on. What do you think that team took out of that season and can bring into this year?
Adversity and family. Adversity, we struck it. You know, I think if you look at just the amount of pauses we had and the amount of days in between games. We had one point where we had 16 days between one game. Then we had another point where we had 20 days between games. Then 25 was our last one, and then we ended up playing, I think, 10 games in a short amount of time. So adversity and family. We had to spend a lot of times by ourselves in our rooms and our houses. And so we were Zooming like crazy every day. We were trying to be creative with just keeping still a positive mindset and letting them know that, hey, we're going to be okay. We need each other. We need to lean on each other. And we tried to mix it up. We played some Zoom games. We made sure we dropped off some little care packages, anything we could do to put a smile on their face, because it wasn't easy. But they needed to know we were all together in this, and this too will pass, and it did. And just so thankful that we got to end the season. There was times when it's like, man, are we just done? Is this it? But kudos to this team, starting with our senior class. You know, they kept the team together, and when we got back on the practice court, we didn't miss a beat. And it was nice to finally just end the season strong and grow for moving into next season.
Got some new talent, some new faces coming into this program. It's been pretty exciting. One of the big stories of this offseason, or preseason, if you want to call it that, has been the portal. And just describe what that process is like for folks. When you get on the portal, what does it look like? How does it work? And just how often were you there?
Yeah, so portal is a free agency, I like to call it, for colleges. And so what it is, you know, if a player goes into their compliance office and says they want to enter the portal, it usually happens pretty quickly. And then they go onto this website, and it's a list. It's kind of, you can filter it however you want. You can go by grad transfers. You can go by conferences. You could go by position. You could go by the date that they entered. And it's just a list of names. And so for us, we do have some transfers coming in from that portal. And it was just, you know, relationships were big for us, but it is a game changer for us. And I think you have to adapt, just like we did this past season with COVID. You have to adapt with the new rules with now the portal, because it's a new way of recruiting. There's high school kids, there's JUCO kids, and now there's transfers.
Well, let's talk about some of these new faces. First, the signees, which we knew about: Cabriana Holman, Naya Harris, and Keisha Woods.
Yeah, so those are our 3 incoming freshmen. You know, the unique thing is they're all high character kids, and they all won. And that's what's important when you're building a program and getting it back to what it once was. Winners know how to do it. They know the grind. They know the sacrifice that it takes to get it done. And those 3 young ladies have that. And so we're excited. They've been following us all season long, even through the pauses. And they get me excited because I talk to them. They're like, Coach, when we coming? June? I can't wait. And that's what you want. You want kids that believe in your vision and believe in the university, believe in our program, and want to take it to the next step.
Here's the new crew that's coming in. 4 of them are coming from different programs. So Shelby Calhoun comes from Virginia Tech. She was a 2,000-point, 1,200 rebound player in high school. Michaela Hayes, Taylor Smith, and Shea Bueller comes from Indiana University by way of Vincennes, but she was a great player in Indianapolis at Ward Central.
Yeah, we're excited about all 4 and what they bring. You know, when you look at, okay, we have 7 returners coming back, and it's what do we have? We have their youth, but they had some experience from this season. So when we were getting on the portal, we said we need experience. We need kids that have played at a high level and have played minutes at a high level and understand what it takes, the length of the season and all that. So if you look at those 4 transfers, we have that. We have a grad transfer in Michaela Hayes, 6'3" post player coming from Clemson. Long, athletic, can score, she's skilled, she knows how to win. So for her leadership will be key. And then you have Shea Bueller, who last year wanted to come. We didn't have a scholarship, so she went to Vincennes, but a high-level point guard, won a state championship at Warren Central, so brings that winning pedigree. She won a lot of games at Vincennes this year, so she understands what it takes. A point guard, a leader on the floor comes in, and we're excited about her leadership that she will bring. Then you have Shelby Calhoun, who's just right across the border, in Louisville, and for her unique is relationship. We recruited her hard when I came from the University of Michigan. So we had that relationship since she was an 8th grader. And, when I first got the job here, we got her on campus before she made her decision. I was like, come on, Shelby, And unfortunately, she chose Virginia Tech. But then with our relationship, our bond, when she went in the portal, she immediately called me and said, Coach Mel, I want to come closer to home. What do you think? And so for us, that was huge because she's a high-level kid. She can fill up the stats. She's had a quadruple double. That's what people don't understand. She does all the little things. She's versatile. We can move her around. She really could play 1 through 5 on the floor. So we're excited about Shelby. And then rounding out that group is Taylor Smith, and she's a high-level guard, a scoring guard from Ole Miss. They were in a rebuild situation. This year they went to, I think, the championship game of the WNIT, so she understands rebuilds and what it takes and the sacrifice, and she'll bring another voice, another leader on the court. So we're excited about all the pieces that will add to the returners because those returners worked hard this postseason. They got after it. They all got better in the weight room. They got better on the court. So they're all about the vision and taking this program to the next steps.
You talk about foundation and laying those bricks, and that 7-group core will be very important to that. Get back to some of these newcomers. They're coming from the Big Ten. They're coming from the SEC. They're coming from the ACC. How can that benefit this team moving forward?
High-level basketball, right? So in those conferences, there's no days off. You have to bring it every single day, or you're not going to be very successful. And it's similar to the Big East, especially now adding UConn. This is a high-level basketball conference. We have great teams in this, and you have to bring it every day. So those kids can add value to that with the returners understanding it's a grind, but it's worth it when you get it done and you win in the end. So we're excited. Talk about vision. They all get it. Like I said, we talk about it all the time in all of our conversations, and they know why they're here.
So next steps for this team, it's going to be a short turnaround. You got your roster set. When do you bring them in, and when do you get started getting to work with them?
Yeah, so we have the second summer session, which is in late June. So they'll get a little bit of time to get with their families, especially after the long year that everybody's had and just how it all went down. So they'll get some time to be with their families and get after it, get their shots up and work out at their homes. And then we'll bring them in late June. And we're excited. It's kind of like 2 teams joining one. We have 7 returners, 7 incoming new kids, and they're all about one goal, winning.
We'll get back to a little bit of a summer tradition here at Xavier. The Melanie Moore basketball camps are coming up. Right?
Yes!
Talk about that. How can they get involved?
Yeah, so go on our website, sign up. Don't forget. That's what we missed out with COVID last year and just all the shutdowns and quarantines and staying in your homes. And so for us, camp is huge because it's recruiting, it's getting those young kids on campus and seeing how special of a place Xavier is, but also it's for our fans. Our young camp is for those little fans that come in and look at our players as role models, and they dream and they say, I want to be her one day. So we're excited that we can have camp again and get those fans and recruits back on campus.
Is there a veteran division, maybe a camp for, say, an older guy that might want to
Mike,
come in
we'll
and
start it just for you.
We can do that?
Oh, yeah, we could do that. We can start that just for you.
New division of Melanie Moore basketball camps coming this year. I'll be the first enrollee. Well, Mel, thanks for taking some time with us. Great to catch up and learn what's going on in the program. Some exciting stuff ahead.
Always great talking to you. Go X.